RadioBDC. I'm Julie Kramer. We are live at the Miller Broadcasting Tent, presented by Miller Lite, sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts, and powered by CTP. And we're here with comedian Pete Holmes from Lexington.
I am.
Is your
home.
family here watching
They're
you?
in Arlington. No. They're forbidden to come.
Oh.
I believe my mother's chiropractor was there. That's enough pressure.
So I caught some of your set. Very funny and very, very crowded.
Yeah, it was
Packed
great.
house.
I was so happy. I met Paul, one of the coordinators of this festival. We took the same train down, and we talked the whole way, him and his wife Sarah, and they were telling me that this is the first time at Boston Calling they've done comedy, and we were having fun and being honest. We're like, let's see how it goes. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
But it went really well.
So you live in New York now?
I live in New York for the summer because we're shooting Crashing, but I live in LA in general.
And do you miss home here?
I get to see it about enough to keep me from really yearning for it. Can we say yearning on the air?
Say whatever you want.
Yeah, yearning. So I get to visit home enough to kind of keep Dunkin' Donuts and fucking Pizzeria Regina in my blood.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Are you going to hang for the weekend and see bands and stuff?
No, I'm going to be with my mother, Irina, at a cheesecake factory in Burlington.
The entire weekend?
I mean, that'll be the highlight. I could tell you about the walks around the pond, but that'll be the best part.
What does she order when she goes there with you?
She likes the avocado egg rolls, but she scoops the avocado out of the fried part, and then she gets the kale salad without the dressing. She's pretty with it.
Good combination. So let's talk about Crashing.
Sure.
So for me, Crashing and Detroiters are the two shows this year that I'm like, I get into this mode where I'm like, you need to see Crashing, you need to see Detroiters.
So great. What an honor.
Such a great show. So you wrote it, produced it, you're in it.
Yeah.
So inspired loosely by your life.
Yeah.
Now, when you're writing a show that's inspired loosely by your life, like how much of it is like, what percentage-wise, what would you say?
Is it inspired by my life?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to call it. I was married, and my wife did have an affair. That's the impetus of the show, is that my character's wife leaves him, then he has nowhere to stay. Obviously, you know this, Paul. So I stay on the couch of different comedians. That's why it's called Crashing. So in real life, I got married when I was 22, and she left when I was 28. And we use that as a loose framework for the show.
Did you really stay on Sarah Silverman's couch?
No, I didn't.
See, that's a great addition then.
Yeah, that's a great addition.
Yeah.
Well, that's I made the show with Judd Apatow, and that's his real specialty. Is I would tell him the real story, and then he would make it funnier, more eventful, and just all around better. Because if you make a real show about divorce, it's just like drinking with the blinds drawn. Nobody wants to see that, you know.
I feel like, so it's funny. So my wife and I have we have this, whatever TV shows that we get into, we joke around. We're like, oh, it's probably going to be canceled because we like it. And
That's so funny.
So it was like in March, I'm like, just like Googled Crashing, and it's like Crashing renewed for season 2, and I was like, yes,
That's
the
great.
streak is over. Like,
Aha.
you know, and I'm like, all right, Detroiters renewed for like 2 more seasons. I'm
Was
like,
it really?
I'm like, our
That's
our
great.
streak is done.
That's great.
So it's like
now you only pick winners, I hope.
yeah. Well, I think it was Silicon Valley. Like I think was the first of the. But I was like,
That
oh,
broke
you
the
know.
streak.
But we like got into that a little late, and we already knew that it was kind of like I don't know.
A
but
hit, yeah.
yeah. But so with Crashing, I feel like what's next with that show?
Yeah.
Anything you
that's a
can
good
tell
question.
us that's not a total spoiler?
Well, you know, season 1, my character's very religious and kind of reserved. And I think in season 2, we're still writing it right now, but I think in season 2, you'll see him go off the rails a little bit, have a little bit more fun, challenge his beliefs a little bit more. So that should be interesting.
It's the Artie Lang influence from the show.
Yeah, exactly. Artie will start to bleed into me a little bit more.
What's it like working with Artie on a day-to-day
He's the
basis?
best. He's the best. I always like to say, like in the pilot, the scene in the pizza place, we have this really great scene. He improvised the whole thing. He just like
No way.
would let the cameras roll, and Judd directed that one, and he would say, Artie, just tell Pete what you would tell starting out comedian. And Artie just talked for a reel of film, which is about 15 minutes. And everybody applauded when he was done. So he's great. I joke with him that he should call his next book Consummate Professional, because he is kind of absurdly professional given his reputation. So I'm excited to be doing more with him.
That's great. Can't wait for season 2. When's that gonna start? So that'll be same time frame, like
I believe so.
March, February, March.
Yeah, I think so, because
Okay.
we shot last summer and that's when it came out, so it should be a year from the last time.
Very
I think
cool.
it's weird shows that take a whole year.
I know.
You know, like it's strange. When we were kids, you'd have 13, 14, whatever, and then you wait a summer and then it comes back.
Right. I know. I think a lot of those shows were multicam, so they're on a studio and they can bang them out a little bit faster. That's still true for some shows. Like Big Bang Theory is like a multicam. I don't know how much time they take off.
But like a whole year. And I know you don't watch Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones is like a year and a half.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the VFX alone, they have to make a dragon.
Yeah.
But it was interesting for me. This is the first show, obviously, I've been the EP on. So I'm in the room. I'm seeing firsthand why it takes so long. And you have to edit it. It takes so long.
Do you
to
get
edit these
overly
things.
critical when you edit stuff?
You start that way for sure about everything. You're like, my hair looks stupid, my shirt looks stupid, I look fat, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
then
do
you
that
get
for
over
this
it.
video, actually.
But you do get over it. By the end, you have depersonalization, and you start talking about yourself like it's someone else. You go like, I don't like Pete's performance in this scene, and it's you.
Yeah.
But you feel so removed from it.
Awesome.
So it's weird.
I thought you were very funny in there. I'm glad you came by and
I'm
hung
so
out
honored.
with us. No,
Thank
it
you
was
very
really
much.
good. And I loved watching your videos when I knew that we were going to be hanging out. I sat down this morning and watched like so many of your videos, and I literally, in my living room by myself, was belly laughing, which it
Yeah.
kind of is weird by yourself,
Oh,
sort
no,
of.
I get that.
Yeah.
I laughing alone is very strange when
Yeah.
you turn
But it
to the
was
friend
good.
that should be there.
Yeah, but it was good. So thank you very much. Pete Holmes, live from Boston Calling, the Miller Lite tent. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure.